Here is my board. I'm just about finished doing the finishing touches, so I thought I would do a quick video showing like how everything is used. I think it looks rather nice and it is purposeful intent. So what's that? Oh, I had to bang those in a little bit further. So I'm going to start over on this side. And this is my glue container. I used the zip tie, but I didn't pull it as tight as it could be because I wanted it to be able to be adjusted. Now, unfortunately, this is too small for tennis balls. This is big enough for tennis balls, but that isn't big enough to catch it even with it off. So if they want to get rid of this and put a bigger container on there, and that's their prerogative, but I've left that there so you can easily cut it right there. Because I don't like little people with marbles, but they do have some bigger balls or ping pong balls that will fit in the tube at the top here. So obviously they will pack the marbles away or the other small little balls away when they're not using it. Go through there. Well, you certainly hear it, so if you're visually impaired, that works. So I will take those out. This is an old ice watch container. I like it because it looks like a Lego. And I think you could use it as a piggy bank because it's got some slits in the top. I don't know if you can see that. So what I've done is just I put some metallic paper on the back. Right here. And inside here I have some colors. Crayon pieces that I put in there so you can see what color they are and just drop them in because what I like about it is that little notch at the bottom. If you want to store things in there, you can't really grab it. You have to grab it to pull it down. So you can just put little things on the top. You can say the colors or not. Or get some fake coins and have them put it in there. The two doors, I had to actually drill these two little screws in there. That's why I didn't have enough of this small size for the little outside pieces, but nevertheless, because this was a pain, it does not stick well to anything. I don't care what they say. I tried everything. But anyway, that's his name in Chinese characters. That's what it was. And here, I put a picture in there. And it's for tactile tracing. You can still feel it. I didn't laminate it because I wanted him to be able to feel the glitter on here. So I put a lot of school glue on there. And then we have an I Spy sheet. This can actually come off carefully. It's got some Velcro there. This little doorstop, I actually use some E6000 to, there's a screw that you screw in the back, but also I glued it here. And I also glued this top to the metal because it can come off if you don't. And you wouldn't want a little person putting their mouth on there and pulling because that's what little people will do. But it makes a wonderful noise that I'm sure the parents will appreciate. Here goes. I love it. So then I had a little sneaker that I cut out and glued to the board. And I had these little eye holes that I just screwed in here for this. Is for threading for later. These are some squishy beads. And I just hung that on there. I have to hammer these in a little bit more. And here is the stovetop burner that I glued on, and this is his name obviously, and I just put some magnets on the back. I had to trim them because the circles are too large and they were peeking around. So these can come off, and what I've done, I have a binder here that I'm going to give them. Do this. So yeah, here's the pencil case, and when they're not using certain things, they can just keep them in there. And back up here, I have this sheet here for visual perception, just matching the colors. And I put some paper on the back. I glued paper, and then I glued the magnets too, because these magnets, they come with a sticky back, but I must say that sometimes they don't really like to stick very well to laminated paper. But nevertheless, you can stick that there, and he can recreate patterns. So that's the white. I will soon find out if something's missing. There we go. Is that red? I don't know. How's your color? That's pink and that's red. So I have made lots of these designs for the kids at Be Smart, and I have horizontal, vertical lines. We have different type of patterns, and they are to look at the paper. They're at the stage where they can look at the pattern that I've already printed out, and then they can recreate it on their own. This gives a visual guide first, which is great. And these little magnets from Amazon, I love them. They are very, very strong, even though they're small. Because sometimes you get these little ones here. You can buy that are flat. They don't stick as well as these guys. So remember I painted the background of this board with magnetic paint. Some of these can actually stick to the board. There we go. But if you don't want to lose them, you would not let a little person do this by themselves without parental supervision. So this is an interactive board for families. A lot of the stuff on here the child can use and entertain themselves, but there are some things on here for educational purposes or developmental purposes that should be done with an adult supervision. So you just have to be careful of that. Okay. So I'm gonna I'll leave this there for now. And then this is a belt that I had. I cut it off of a piece of luggage that I had, and I just put some googly eyes on there, and just fastening those. I actually am going to move these out of the way. So I actually glued. I put the E6000 on the bottom of these, and then I drilled a screw into the bottom. But these right here, these were just the these were shaped like cars. There's old elastics they used to have that used to come in different shapes. No, that's actually an airplane. This is a car. And maybe that was a motorcycle. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. So we were using these for hand strengthening. Or you can use two hands and you can just put them around here. The second part is wrist twist. So he can actually unscrew these, screw them back on. And this one, I actually put some of the letters for his name, just if he doesn't have any more at home. Daddy can always buy some more. This is where I'm storing these for now. I can actually leave that there, I think. Take this one off. I've got some more bands in here. And I have some shapes. That a lot of these can just be added to the guy that I had up top with the ice container. I don't think the hexagon will fit, but it doesn't really matter. And I have some regular elastics in here as well. It's a little bit more difficult because they're smaller. And it's you can say, get all the stuff back in, buddy. And twist the top, twist the top. And here's the lovely keyboard. I like this. So when this is mounted on the wall, this should not be on the floor or near the floor. It needs to be like at least 6 to 12 inches above the floor, depending on the height of the child, so they can reach everything. And I just love this because the buttons are so big. They make lots of noise. This little guy here I had in my office for a couple of years. I just stuck him on there. I showed this in my haul, junk haul, and here it is attached. And you just stretch the hairband down and put it around the buttons. These are optional. I don't know if I might, but they're kind of small. Daddy has to take these out, and he can keep these in the pencil case that I have over there. These are for another one for twisting the wrist in fine motor. You just try to get the lock off. So these can come out and be put in there. Now moving along here. So here's our light. I have a light above it that's shining down, a work light, so you can't really see, but if you press it, yeah, it does come off. And like I said, these are glow in the dark dots that I put on here. And for this one, I just put on this Velcro fastener. It can come off. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that can come off because it'll be hard to find them again. Put that out. Take this off. Open it up. And I've just got some sandpaper for different texture here. I might put something on this side before I present it to them. Here's a little, you can find these old all over the place. Here's my lovely wheel. Here is all the little, just open them up. I'll have him press hard. So difficult. Doesn't matter how you do, but you will have fun. This is the color wheel that I made with the almond container. And you can turn it. I decided not to put the respective popsicle sticks with the colors here because it took up way too much space, and I didn't want to use up all of that. So you can just turn it and go through the colors if you want. If they want to put some Velcro here and use the little pieces that I had in the little ice watch box, we can do that. This can come off. Daddy will have to take that off for mommy. Put the number one there. I hope we let this dry enough. Oh yeah, that one. You can turn that too. This is a nice, good wrist twisting motion as well. Probably my favorite thing that I made with the fidget spinner. You're getting sleepy, little boy. I love that. I have taken off for my purse. So you can leave it like that. Put it on. You have to turn it the other way in order for it to come off. These are just, I just put some other magnets underneath here and just stuck those up there. And then I have some doors here. They aren't fully closable because inside I have the colored popsicle sticks. I've put magnets on the back of them, as well as rows of magnets at the top and the bottom. So they can be easily moved around, taken off, put back on, used, not used. It doesn't really matter, but I just thought it would be a good idea to reinforce it with some additional magnets. And on the inside of the yellow door, I have a little I Spy sheet that I laminated and put there. It can be removed. On the other side, I just have some scanning alphabet letters mixed up within random letters. And I just use this little pom-pom puff. I can't remember where it came from, a handbag, just to close it up. I made these little glass beads with the patterns using fabric glue on the inside of it. When they dried, I used E6000 to attach them to the door. And here's my pencil case top. And inside, I actually put some other gems that I colored with various nail polishes. So when he opens it, he can see the gems there. And I also reinforced that with some screws. And here's the belt at the bottom. Just to practice buckling these essential skills. And I actually put Velcro here, and you can just rip it open, close. Love that noise. I actually had some smoothie straws that I cut up, and I glued them to the board. He can actually start this by just pulling them out. He doesn't have to start by threading and do whatever he wants. And if they come off, it's no big deal. It's just some smoothie straws. You can always get some more or not. It's his board or their board. They can do it as they like. And this is a belt that I cut. It has a nice little snap. And then this little ring hook, I don't know what it's from. Nice open and close. So you can put it back on there. You can take it off. You can snap it back. This little doodad right here is from a piece of a clicks set. And it's great for fine motor for kids to just try to push the pieces together or open up. I've made it into a box, so he might have difficulty opening it right now, but that's fine. And there was some more of the clear gems that I decorated, this time on the outside, so he can actually feel the textures. Our little ball muncher here, I have a hole at the bottom, so if he puts something, squeezes the ears and puts something through the mouth, it should fall out the bottom. And that little black thing there is from a sweater I had, and underneath here you see it's just a toilet paper roll that I reinforced with tape. And I just put some little white clothes pegs with little dots I put on them at the bottom, and I decorated with some black ribbon that I put white dots on. So he can just clip the pegs on and off and put them wherever, it doesn't matter. I didn't put a container underneath this, so you know, it doesn't matter. You can use a bucket or anything that he has at home. These little tubes, kids really like these tubes. They make a crazy noise. It will probably annoy adults after a while, but that's what it's there for. They can actually come apart and be linked together. He can even take them out, so he might be able to discover that on his own. So if he's playing with them out off of the board, that's fine too. And I love this. I put a little magnet on the bottom of the car and on the popsicle sticks, and then I made a popsicle stick road, painted it black, and put a white strip down it. The car goes on top of the road, the magnet goes on the stick on the bottom, and you know, he will use his visual motor perception to try to keep on that white line, because if he comes off, then the car will come off the track and it, you know, would just be attached to the popsicle stick. So I think that's fun. It doesn't matter if he pulls that little stick and breaks it. It's just popsicle sticks, no big deal. That's what kids do, and cause and effect. He might be upset that it broke, but maybe he won't do that again if it gets fixed. Maybe he would. Some kids do that, so whatever, it's his, and he can do it as he wishes. But I thought that was a fun little thing, and I attached it to the border of the board instead of the wood, so to give it some height away from the board. So this xylophone here can actually come off like so. And this is where a lot of the other parts of the binder will come into play. So in here, besides the popsicle sticks, I have no idea if this can be seen. Let me take it back, make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And so I've got lots of little things that are in here that parents can use with their child as he or she gets older. I put them in pouches, and I put like some Velcro at the top of the pouches so that these narrow pieces don't come off. So, for instance, so let's say I'm gonna have that up for a week or two, and I have the ounces here that can be taken off and just held here. This can go back in the pouch, and basically you can just don't ask them what it is, just say Bermuda, Bermuda, Wales, China, or whatever countries that are significant to your child. So you can leave it up there for a couple of weeks, actually. I wouldn't change these every day. Now this one, I did it where you put it up here and the ounces are down here. You can keep them here, or you can just take them off and put them here, wherever. And he's looking for his partner. There's the triangle. Triangle. Make sure your child is not in that oral phase where they're putting everything in their mouths. So I can come off. So basically it just uses the outline shape to match and put them in. When the child is ready, then you can discuss small to large, big to bigger. This is another one that can be used at the rulers at the bottom, so it goes from biggest to smallest, smallest to biggest, that way as well. Up. Stick it back up there. This is the binder. I've got more pattern recognition, silhouettes, simple line drawing, directionality, simple lines. I don't need that till later, but it doesn't hurt to go through those. And some more tactile tracing things, and B&D. In the back I just put a little design that I made, and I put some fabric paint to raise the edges a bit. That's about it. So there you have it. A busy board, and you don't need to make it as big as this. You can make it much smaller using whatever materials you find at your house or in your garage, attic, or outside. So there you have it. And here are a few that I have previously completed and given to some preschools around the island. Thank you for watching and taking this journey with me, and I'll see you soon.